Hey guys, welcome back to Ken's Cinema Sofa. I'm laughing because this is like my third time doing this. I keep messing up in the intro. I'm your brother Ken, a missionary of 15 years in Japan, but this channel is all about exploring my other passion, awesome cinema. I am so glad you guys are here with me. I'm still kind of on a little bit of a high after watching the Superman trailer. I reacted to that trailer. Whew, I love that. I'm so excited about that movie. But right now, I'm even more excited about Shogun. Look, this series, it's beautiful. It's like poetry. It's like an ukiyo-e, which is Japanese woodblock art. It's like an ukiyo-e painting come to life. I mean, it's just... and thank you, those of you who have given me recommendations about this show, that have advised me how to watch it. I do not take that for granted. Thank you so much. I'm gonna bring what I can from my past and my history here in Japan, 15 years, my minor in Japanese as well, but there's a lot that I don't know. So if you can help me out, correct me, fill me in the comments, I really appreciate it. Bless you guys. Last episode ended with a kunoichi, female ninja. I'm pretty sure that was a female ninja. It could have been just a disgruntled, hater of Lord Toranaga. Or no, Blackthorn, right? Blackthorn haterade. I'm sure, though, that was a kunoichi. And the interesting thing, as I said in the last video, ninja, in contrast to what we know from, popular movies and everything of them being black garbed, and that did happen as well, because you can look on Google and search some ukiyo-e paintings of Japanese ninja dressed that way as well. But usually they would just dress in whatever garb they needed to accomplish their mission. So if there was a daimyo that had high grass around his yard, around his castle, needed someone to cut that grass, that ninja will be right up in there cutting that grass, and then those grass cutters will be right up in his neck. Okay, obviously I'm not happy to see people die, okay, but I just love, once again, the attention to detail, which shows respect to the Japanese culture and the Japanese people, because this is a very complex microcosm of a world in this country here that's been on its own for 2,000 years without much outside influence. And so I just got finished teaching a Hosei Daigaku university course. This was our last class today, and the students had to give a presentation because they're going to America next spring. And so we were just talking about why it is that Japanese people come off as a certain way, not as friendly, not as open, and there's a lot that has to do with that policy that they've had of isolation from the rest of the world. And that's had good points and bad points and strange points, but it's still important to respect the culture and know about as much as you should know before going and immersing yourself in another culture. And that's what I told these students before they go to America. Do your research, learn, be open. Before we get into it though, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. If you like these videos, if you want to see more, hey, come and join us on the sofa. Your subscription helps the channel, helps the algorithm. Your like and comment helps the algorithm, and it helps me because it encourages me and lets me know that you like this content and makes me want to make more, Okay, without further ado, Shogun episode 3. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Let's do it. Kanji. Are you guys good at kanji? I'm still struggling with that. I maybe know 200 kanji. Our best yet. Be today. I thought he was about to go commit seppuku. I'm sorry. It's so easy to tick off people in this world. I don't know. Your sword. You heard about last night's attack.
阿弥陀島について何かご存知か。誰もが存じていることだけでございまする。奴らは忍びにございましょう。阿弥陀仏に厳格な誓いを立てておるそうで。
Buddha Amida. There are many types of Buddhas, not just the Gautama Buddha, the original, but Buddha's like enlightened one, the meanings.
わしの首を狙うのに藪重殿ならいくら払われますかな。
Ooh.
その方はわしに
Aren't you my reliable friend?
頼もしき味方ではなかったかの。それとも石堂殿に毒されてしまったかの。どのような褒美をちらつかせたのじゃ。虎長様の代わりに大老にしてやる。その気になったか。めっそうもございませぬ。しからばその方は何が望みじゃ。駿河の国にございまする。領地を広げておござる。
Well, that's being honest.
治めるにもこの首が入りようでござるが。では駿河を信ぜよ。あの資格は安心を討つために送られてきたのじゃ。安心と桐の身を守るため網代にあるそなたの漁村に連れ帰ってもらいたい。さすれば駿河を信ぜよ。虎長様はこちらにとどまって何をなさるので。
I don't know. I feel like you're asking too many questions. You're already a bit suspicious.
共に朝日を眺めようではないか。
It's a new dawn. The dawn of the Shogun. Here we go again. This beautiful intro. I can't skip this, guys. What a name. Cosmo Jarvis. Chapter 3, Tomorrow is Tomorrow. I can't get enough of that. I love those titles like that.
Toranaga has come to better understand the great profits being made from our monopoly over the China trade.
You men of the cloth with your impotent pricks. We bring the profits. We dictate terms.
And we are here at their pleasure.
That pilot should have been taken care of before he even reached Osaka.
Captain, you forget yourself.
I don't work for the church. I work for the crown.
We leave without clearance. We don't get invited back.
The longer we sit around, the worse that pilot makes it for us. We're on the wing tonight. The pilot. You're still alive. I'll be.
This warlock here, he aims to bleed me to release the power
Warlock.
from my blood.
Male witch.
I can assure you this man is a doctor who cares for the sick and injured. She belonged to a very dangerous sect. She had served as a palace maid for years. Some trained their whole lives for a single kill.
Okay, so maybe she wasn't the typical ninja.
How much are the Jesuits paying this one to kill me?
Oh.
おそらくこの御人にいるようなのは医者ではなく女子である。
Ooh, oh.
The doctor suggests we send a woman to pillow with you instead.
Pillow.
Pillow.
It is nightfall.
If it's not a warlock, he's most certainly a pimp.
Would you prefer a male companion?
Who's he?
Uh-oh. That's her husband.
彼らは直ちに大阪を立つ。万人も共に参れとの仰せである。虎長様の家来衆と共に網代へ戻るのじゃ。
何をそのようなことに。
あなたが心得ずともよい。
Uh-oh. We didn't see her last episode. Oh man, are these her?
二人のお骨だけでも下げ渡していただき。
Oh my god. The husband and baby. That's
お
hard.
前の父があの刀に命を懸けた。朝鮮でわしらは死の淵をさまよいつつ戦い続けた。やるのはその侍の刀。お前の婿殿と赤子にはかわいそうなことをしたが、二人が死んだのは大義ある戦いのため。今度はお前の番じゃ。
It doesn't help. It does not help.
は覚悟しておけ。万人の命を狙う者は数えきれぬほどおる。
虎長様は来られんのでござる。どうしても残られるそうじゃ。殿、一緒でございます。
I've never seen a helmet like that.
万人はこの乗り物のそばを歩き、常に目の届くところにおるように。
母上。
行かないでくださりませ。
お前はまだ口がまでできんのか。中に戻るのじゃ。
This guy. You still see some of that. You hear stories about that today in the Japanese society.
参りまする広松殿。こちらは老いぼればば様でござりますゆえ。
手間がかかりすぎじゃ。急ぎなされ。もう出してしかるべきでござる。
I mean, I can only imagine what's going on in Blackthorn's mind. Like, he's still, like, getting accustomed to this world, right? Like, where in the world am I? This guy. He always looks peeved.
今しがた万人が大阪を離れると聞き及んだのでな。
吉備の方は人自体ござりません。頭を下げ許しをこう言われもござらん。
やんごとなきお方のご出立は前日までにお知らせいただく手はずとなっておる。見送りの都合もある。
まだ初陣も飾れぬ分際で。思い上がりも甚だしい若造が。
ここで戦を始めても構いません。
小僧. Brad. Here is aged wisdom.
ご丁寧にも挨拶に参ってくださったのでございまするぞ。お通しなされ。
You know, it's once again, there's that whole hone and tatemae, the passive aggressiveness, right? You can sense the aggression, but with a surface of politeness.
ご出立と名残惜しゅうございますな。
私もお名残惜しゅうござりまするが、我が殿が大阪には資格が多すぎるとおっしゃりまするゆえ。
ゆうべ万人が襲撃されたと。
同じ気持ち, I feel the same
両前
way.
と我が手勢を船までお付けいたそう。旅のご無事をお祈り申し上げる。
I don't like the way that sounds. I don't. We've already seen what happens when people have supposedly safe journeys, right?
いずれにせよ石戸様は、お主がにわかに城を出ると聞いて困惑しておられる。
石戸様なら必ずやお分かりくださるはずやが、わしは虎長に忠義立てをせねばならぬ立場。押し込みに伝えてくれ。必ず約束を果たすと。
Yeah, this guy, it's like he's playing both sides. Or is he? Yeah, I thought I saw her. See, they're not pulling the wool over my eyes. I saw that.
My lord is famous for his trickery. As a hostage, he learned one truth. That enemies are everywhere and friends nowhere. To show your true heart is to risk your life.
Yeah.
If he's found,
he will be killed. And all of us.
I know Blackthorn's like, thanks. Where am I again?
ご一行、一応にお顔を改めさせていただく。我らは石堂様、直々に出立の許しをいただいておるのじゃ。
This is a trouble. This is a problem.
no one's going to stop him.
Tearing into ladies' private quarters? It's not proper! 万人は何を申しておる？
お国では女の顔を覗くことが不重宝な振る舞いなのだと。
ここは日の本じゃ。Traitors! The purity of a woman!
Oh, man.
You, sir, are a silly little man! Your hair looks like the tail of a pony!
She didn't translate that. It's 2024, but even in Japan, I have had people look at me like that before, especially when I've taught elementary school classes. The buffoonery in this man. Then again, the further west you go, Western Japan, Kansai, Osaka, where they are right now, maybe it hasn't quite taken yet, but Osaka is known as a place where people are just really outgoing and comical. And other areas in Japan, they even consider, they would say Osaka people are not Japanese. I'm not saying that. That's what they would say.
Is it true what you said?
Uh-oh.
About the purity of women in your country?
Christ, no. Pouring women to injured guests. You yourself insinuating that I would have an interest in casual buggery.
Buggery.
The moment of the clouds and the rain is as near to heaven as they can get. It means...
Thank you, I understand the metaphor. I've just never heard it put so poetically. Especially by a married woman.
His name is Toda Hirokatsu. Your friends called him Buntaro. He's a strong and admired warrior. You have children?
Yes.
Oh.
My boy Tudor and my daughter Elizabeth.
And what are they like?
He doesn't know. Oh, he got out. Okay. Are we about to see some awesome Sanada sword play? Oh. The Japanese Christians, the daimyo. Oh. Let's go. He still got it, man. Oh, Naginata. Oh. Yeah, the women were trained in these arts as well. Naginata is the long spear. Reminds me of Tomoe Gozen, famous female samurai warrior who legend says retired as a nun after her battles. I think she was forced to marry someone. I'll keep it in mind. Smart thinking, yeah. I mean, I should have known this would have happened too because it is a novel, but there's no way Sanada is not going to get in on some action. Not an actor like him. Whoa! Through the neck. Ah! Well, that whole forest is lit up. That reminds me of the way it looks when you go to Kyoto and they light the hill on fire with kanji, like different, fires lined up in the form of Chinese letters. Anjin Dono. So now he's calling him Lord. He's getting a little respect.
What's that damn word again?
Ooh, wow, what an image. Beautiful cinematography. Oh no! No, man, pull out the sword.
I think you can still make it.
Oh, you gotta wonder, does she want him to be saved? Yeah, that's a complex thing. Like, how does she even feel? Because you have these arranged marriages that, honestly, guys, they still happen today. Not nearly as much as back then, but I've heard stories today. Omiai is what they call it. We don't know if she really loved this man, if she came to love him in some way later, to respect him but not love him romantically. It's... Whew.
Mariko-sama. Do they fish at night here?
Uh-oh. It's sad that the cross in this show is starting to become a sign of treachery and violence because of these people that claim to be Christians. Well, he didn't know, actually.
We attempted to break through those men, would they board and attack us?
Yes.
But they can't sink her.
黒船に近寄れと申しておりまする。
How's your mother? Dead! I bring you, Lord Yoshihide Toranaga, who seeks an audience.
Toranaga claims the men in fishing boats are pirates.
黒船が我らの船を護衛してくれるなら、大坂港からの出港許可を与えよう。
Thank him for permission I don't need, but the price just went up.
船長はそれでは不足だと申しております。
黒船がマカオを出るときに、わしのために1万銀テールを運び、それをキート貿易に投資してもらう。
You would retain half the profit.
Yes.
国元の江戸にキリシタン教会の建設を許す。
Oh, wow. Edo is Tokyo. Old word for Tokyo.
あと、大野の件についてわしを助けてもらいたい。
どういうことでしょう。
両人は今、一同と組んで。
I can tell you, man, guys, I do not like this. I do not like the church being so tied up with politics and money and things like that. But it's a reality of history that can't be escaped.
では海賊どもを蹴散らしわしが大坂を出られるようにしてもらおう。
There is just one more thing.
You'll lose that hand, man.
あの絵単車は大坂に置いていけと。
我が客じゃ。
No.
Black ship will bring us out of Osaka. But you must stay.
I know, it's like, what was all this for then? What?
Yes. Captain Sama, sound the drums.
Okay. He's like, I'm getting out of here, man.
Come on, I thought you were sailors, race them out! Hayaki! Hayaki! Hayaku! Hayaku!
I was about to say, I was like, hayaki. That's not, doesn't mean anything, but hayaku, yeah.
They're on your mother's fry!
Not even nice, son of a bitch.
He gets any closer, take him.
The flash I got it.
They have this odd dynamic, you know? I like that. He's mad.
I was thinking all of you boss would make up your fucking mind. You're giving him the edge. You already had it.
Yeah. Yatta.
That's a debt repaid. God be with you. You'll lead him.
That's right, because he did save his life. I forgot about that. You guys deserve that sunset, that sunrise.
じゃが我が安人が大坂を出たからにはわしも自分の船に戻ることにいたすと。
だがそれがしが守ると誓ったこの大阪の町で乱暴狼藉を働くとはこたびの一件。それがしの侮辱と受け止めもあの万人は法にのっとった上で処刑いたすと我ら一同合意したはず。がしが捕らえておった万人を虎縄がかっさらっており貴殿は何も手を打たなんだ。
失礼いたします。虎長様より遺憾ながら一身上の都合にて大老職を辞すると決めたよし。皆様方にお伝えせよと申しつかってまいりました。
かような紙切れ一枚で何が変わるわけでもない。4対0で虎長を断罪いたすまで。
評決は5人の大老において決すべしとお定めになったはず。今は4人様しかおいでになりませんな。お前は網代にとどまり、藪重の新たな大砲隊の鍛錬に力を貸してやれ。我々裏切り、俺がどうした？
私は父上の子でございます。信頼していただけないのでございますか。
敵も味方も駆け引き次第。この世で頼むべきは己のみぞ。
Yeah, that's hard, man. It makes me wonder, as I said before, the issue between fathers and sons today in Japan. And obviously, this is a general statement. It is not desirable in this country to seem undone in your emotional state, right? You always have to be or should be in control of your emotions and your faculties. And so, once again, like I said, it comes from the samurai, Bushido warrior culture. So showing affection and things like that is, especially in public, it's not a thing. It is changing now because of globalization and the internet, and people are starting to see how other people live on the other side of the world. But I've heard over and over again in Japan that this is a warrior culture compared to other countries. I've lived in Korea, and I've been to China, and I've only met people and spoken with people from Taiwan. Compared to these other East Asian countries, Japan has that kind of element of the men are distant and expected to grow up very fast. Yeah, and the fathers just not as close with their sons.
You must look forward to going home. To be reunited with your family, at least.
Yeah, what about that?
Last night you asked about my daughter. The truth is, I've never met her. I left England before she was born.
You serve your lords honorably.
And this is what beckoned me. The horizon, more than the deep. The freedom, the fair wind. Be far enough out that you look around and there's nothing but open sea.
Yeah, so he's an explorer at heart.
Just today.
I'm sorry about your husband.
大阪では世話になったと暗示に伝えてくれ。勇ましい見事な働きぶりであった。これは海賊行為の証じじゃと言うておった。
They prove you are a pirate.
もしそうなら、死をもって償うべき罪じゃ。これを訳させるには、いささか手間がかかるようじゃ。
My lord says he will have to have them translated.
They've just introduced another element there. Race against time for him.
Would like you to assemble a regiment and teach them your tactics.
I'm sorry, but I'm just a sailor. Tell him it would be a great honor.
謹んでお引き受けすると申しておりまする。
All I ask for in exchange is the return of my men.
One is boiled alive and he's gone.
万
Man.
人の戦から学ぶべきことがあるようなら、すべて取り入れてくれ。承知しました。いつまでも万人扱いするわけにもいくまい。
Yeah, exactly.
万人を旗本に任ずる。
He's like, he get a Japanese name.
万人に一緒に泳がぬかと聞いてくれ。
She said you would just stop calling me Anji.
It's best to start from the top of the gunwale.
やってみせよ。
Do it again.
Observational learner.
Yeah. Now stay down there next time. At the bottom.
How many more times must I do this?
Until he is satisfied.
明日は明日じゃ。今日のうちにものにしてみせる。
I will learn. Just do it again. Let's see if he's still built. Okay, see, they...
My lord would like to race you to the shore. But I warn you not to let him win. My lord hates that.
That was I like that. The way they ended. Nice. I was just about to say thank you to the show. Thank you for such a poetic offering to me. Okay, guys. That was episode 3 of Shogun. Tomorrow is tomorrow. I feel like I'm being... you ever get the feeling that a meal or a product that you buy is so well made and so well constructed that you feel like it's a pleasure just to have it? Like it feels like a lot of attention and love went into it, and it's very formal, and it makes you treat it differently than other imitators, right? That are, I don't know exactly how I'm trying to word this, but this is how I feel about this series. It's like buying a really nice leather jacket that, not a knockoff, but something that you've had to save your money for. And you know that artisans put hours and hours of time into it, and maybe it took them years to get that skill level, and it may be a skill or a technique passed down in a certain region of the Italian Alps. You know, it just feels like that. Even like, you know, sitting down to a 4-course meal in a British manner, you know, or Japanese ryokan, and to know that people have been dining this way for years, maybe centuries, and yeah, it's just not like a normal meal, not like a normal leather jacket. You know, it's like it's art, and I appreciate this. I feel like even just after 3 episodes, I feel almost like I'm being welcomed into the world for the first time with that ending just there, you know. Every episode makes me feel like I'm starting the series for the first time. It's just, yeah, like a novel. You know, I love it. I love it. Also really enjoying that all of the characters, you can tell that this comes from a novel because all of the characters are just very well drawn and sculpted, you know. No one feels like they could just be, you know, slipping on a mask, you know, a very generic samurai mask, Westerner mask, and you could easily swap characters. And once again, I know people say, well, that's the nature of fiction, but not everyone can do that. And a lot of times when it's just TV that has not been adapted from anywhere else, characters are just not well crafted like this. I mean, the Anjin-sama, I have to quit calling him Anjin myself, Blackthorn, you know, he's just a very, I feel like this is what a man would be like that lives at this period of time coming from England. It's just the way, you know, there's a, how do I say, there's a sophistication to him when it comes to what he knows about the world as a sailor, coming from, you know, old England. The way he knows, the way he should act as a gentleman. And then there's that salty sea dog-ness about him, right? That comes from just, you know, the many trials and adventures he's had on the sea. And yeah, I mean, that's a character that's forged in the circumstances and in the period of history that this is taking place in. And so a lot of productions just don't know how to do that these days because you have young writers that are not actually doing the research. They're not getting outside of themselves and thinking in the headspace of what this character is like. Maybe the writers let their own worldview today keep them from writing what this character's worldview and attitude would be like. And I understand it's not easy to do, to write a character that might stand for everything that you're against in the 21st century. But I really respect that they are adapting this well from a novel, because I just feel like if it wasn't a novel, you know, if it wasn't a creation of a novelist, who, you know, novelists are, you know, skilled at that, that they're building a world, and many times they're not even caring about what the 21st century's audience, how they'll accept this or not. They're welcoming you into their world as a novelist, as a writer. And artists, the best artists, think that way. And so I like that they were able in this show to carry that creative and historical authenticity from the novel into the TV show. So yeah, I love every character, how they act, the actions they take really, they flow naturally from their characters. So it's good. It's good. I love it. I love the show. I hope it doesn't end. I mean, it's a novel. The novel ends. I've never read the novel. I know that they were saying, this is all I read and heard about this show, that at the end of this season, they were pondering and considering, kind of struggling, wrestling with the idea of a season 2. So I was like, okay, season 2 of a novel. But I remember you guys from the comments. Chris, I'm looking at you. If you're watching this, I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to let it flow over me. Okay. Thank you guys. What did you like about this episode? What do you like about the novel so much? So far, don't give away anything, but how close is this show to the novel? Let me know if you've read the novel. Yeah. Like, subscribe. Look, leave your comments down below. Let's have a chat. Let's talk about this. Everything. The story, the novel connections, culture, Kanji, are you good at it? Are you not so good at it like me? Look, leave your comments and let's talk. Let's chat, man. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time on the sofa.